In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll celebrate Arbor Day with the Falmouth Garden Club at Tony Andrews Farm, get a front row seat for a practice launch of a new WHOI autonomous underwater vehicle, and get Troy's take on one of the most popular sports in Falmouth, pickleball. All this and much more on this episode of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. With the supply of COVID-19 vaccine doses outnumbering demand on Cape Cod and throughout the Commonwealth in recent weeks, health experts continue to encourage residents to get their shots to help to curb the spread of the virus. Check in with Falmouth health agent Scott McGann's Friday video briefings on FCTV Government Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org. The Falmouth Select Board recently approved a resumption of water restrictions beginning May 1st in an effort to conserve the lower-than-normal water supply. Restrictions are now in effect that permit property owners to water their lawns only on specific days. Go to falmouthma.gov for specific details. Well, the totals are in, and Falmouth can now boast of having the top seller of Girl Scout cookies in all of Eastern Massachusetts. 13-year-old Ella Dimeo, who just joined the Scouts this year, sold a whopping 4,919 boxes, making her top cookie seller out of almost 12,000 girls who participated in the fundraiser. Like most businesses this past year, Ella found selling during a pandemic challenging. In Phase 1 of the restrictions, both group selling events and door-to-door sales were prohibited. But Ella innovated with technology and with the help of her family, advertised on social media, Instagram, Falmouth Patch, and created a domain website with an easy name allowing customers to buy online, pay with the Venmo app, and order with QR codes. Once in-person selling was allowed, Ella went old school with door-to-door sales, thank you notes, and nearly every weekend could be found in front of Walmart or Homespun Garden on Main Street, regardless of the wind or cold weather. Her prize is to spend a day with the CEO of the council, Catriona Taylor. Ella plans to continue with scouting and is already making plans to introduce a customer loyalty program for the next cookie selling season. Congratulations to Ella for her outstanding entrepreneurship. The Falmouth Garden Club has a long-standing tradition of planting trees in Falmouth, and as part of its 90th anniversary celebration, it recently made a significant contribution to the creation of pollinator gardens at the site of the new community orchard at Tony Andrews Farm.
The Garden Club was founded in 1931, and we're so happy to be able to be here as part of our celebration to honor that history. Well, we're really delighted to be here today in celebration primarily of Arbor Day, which has been a long-standing commitment that the Garden Club has had in Falmouth. We budget for Arbor Day, and we celebrate it every year in some way, historically planting trees in various parts of town and so forth. And we were introduced to Farming Falmouth through one of our members, and we're very excited with what they're trying to accomplish here by planting an orchard, but not just planting trees. Their hope is to have an outdoor classroom to teach about cultivation and horticulture, and that's very aligned with what we do as the Falmouth Garden Club.
So trees really are a long-term investment, and so if you're going to make a huge investment and you might not be around to harvest, it doesn't make sense financially to invest in that. And I think Jeff, he saw the writing on the wall and like the phone calls coming in every fall asking for that pick your own orchard. And so we thought as like that could build our capacity to teach, that could benefit the farm, that can benefit our community, let's do it. And so that really became the push. and then Jeff offered us a chunk of space, and that was it. So the main orchard line here, we're calling this like the commercial side, which is going to be like the pick your own with your family, come pick. The trees are all dwarfs, so that way they don't get much taller than the posts. Doing dwarf stock, tightly spaced, is they can fruit within 3 to 4 years. I think 3 is pushing it, but 4 years we could be picking these apples.
And it's so exciting that the Falmouth Garden Club is in the beginning stages of establishing a working relationship with Farming Falmouth. Our goals are similar, bringing people together to work as a soil for mutual benefits. We look forward to our involvement with Farming Falmouth in the future. At this time, I'd like to present a check to you, Jenny, from the Falmouth Garden Club for $1,000.
I want my son to have memories of this field, as well as you did as a kid. And I think a lot of, young people like me with kids, it's like, this is the sort of longevity we need. And it's a beautiful thing to collaborate on, and the pollinators and all the education that needs to be done there. This is a very, very valuable gift. And I think we're going to make it go far.
Go to falmouthgardenclub.org for more information about membership. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that coverage. It's time now for 3 things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
The Steamship Authority met on Monday evening to hold a virtual public hearing regarding the 2022-2023 operating hours of the ferry to Martha's Vineyard. On the table for hours of operation is a 5:30 a.m. ferry to Martha's Vineyard, which many Woods Hole residents have continually been opposed to. Residents cited traffic noise on Woods Hole Road, pollution, and the health risks caused by lack of sleep due to the early morning operation and traffic.
I've been a resident of Woods Hole my entire life. A lot has been said already today, but I just want to chime in on a couple points. The hearing is about the 5:30 boat. I want to object to the 5:30 boat. It seems unnecessary, and as you've heard from many eloquent people, the impact is not just Woods Hole and Woods Hole Road and brakes and diesel fumes and noise and rumbling. It affects not just Woods Hole, it affects Falmouth.
During the Select Board's last meeting on April 26th, Town Manager Julian Suso recommended to the Board a Sandwich Road Fire Station Building Committee to assist the town with the project of building a new fire station on the Sandwich Road property. The Board looked to make recommendations to the language in the mission of this proposed committee, such as the number of members on the committee be adjusted up to 7 members. The Board is also looking to ensure the makeup of the committee would have a good balance of people with construction backgrounds and finance.
I notice it says up to 5 in the description right now. I certainly think 5 would be the very minimum. I'd be more comfortable with saying up to 7, where 5 is an option to us, and we could go up to 7 if we have more people to come up forward.
Agreed. Sam, go ahead.
I participated on a number of building committees, and I think this is pretty much follows that model. And I think it's really the quality of the people you have on there, and not necessarily the number. I mean, a smaller group can be a little bit more agile, but I have found these committees to be very valuable in making sure that these projects are completed within the budget or in the time schedule. There's only been one notorious one where that failed, and there were some state regulation reasons that predisposed it to failure. But I think this is an appropriate way to really look out for the interests of the citizens of the town.
Also in the last Select Board meeting, the Board addressed the breakdown in communication that occurred regarding the police station renovations article this past spring town meeting. Board Chairperson Megan English Braga started the conversation with an overview of the situation. Afterwards, Town Manager Julian Suso then made further comments before giving a short presentation showing the details and layout of the proposed renovation plans.
So I just want to start. The reason why we have this on our agenda is, and I know a couple of the members of the board touched on this at the beginning, of the meeting. And that was really some frustration with the fact that that particular article didn't pass, and that, we felt that there had been some sort of bumps in the process. And I know we talked a little bit about what the process was at town meeting. Jennifer shared kind of how the timeline had played out. But, in reflecting on how we got from point A to point B with that particular article, I had a discussion after town meeting with Julian and Peter, and, we just recognized that it didn't go as it should have.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. It's now time for our calendar segment. Do you enjoy a beautiful garden? Join garden designer and author Jonna Milbacher on May 12th at 7 p.m. for a Zoom armchair tour of some of the best public gardens and hidden gems of New England. Sponsored by the Falmouth Public Library, you will learn about each garden's history, horticulture highlights, and special events that will inspire you to plan your own visit. Registration is required before the event, so contact the reference department at 508-457-2555, extension 7. Woods Hole Library will be holding its annual Spring Plant Sale fundraiser on Saturday, May 15th from 9 a.m. to noon. As always, all the plants come from community gardeners, and the library board asks that donors bring their plants already potted and labeled to the Woods Hole Library the week before the sale. Call the Woods Hole Library at 508-548-8961 for more information. Highfield Hall and Gardens is holding a lively dance performance staged in and amongst the gardens. On May 22nd at noon, Turning Point Dance Studio of Falmouth presents Turning Point on de Hors, a community dance project including creative and eclectic pieces by distinguished choreographers as well as remarkable local talent. The event is free and open to the public. And finally, don't forget to join us on May 20th at 7 p.m. for the next virtual installment of our open mic series, Poetic License. Sign up for another night of poetry and prose, stories and songs, with entertainment provided by you and your friends and neighbors. May's suggested theme is Mamas and Papas. Pre-register by Wednesday, May 19th to receive your Zoom login information. Check out fctv.org for more details. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll visit Woods Hole for a test launch of Polaris, a WHOI autonomous underwater vehicle. Stay with us. Welcome back. The early days and hours of an oil spill or other environmental emergency are often critical to mitigating potential damage. As a result, the capability to respond rapidly to such an emergency, especially in remote or hard-to-reach locations, is one that the United States Coast Guard has identified as important to its mission and one that is turning to the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution to help develop. FCTV was invited to be on hand to witness the first test as a United States Coast Guard Jayhawk helicopter from Joint Base Cape Cod picks up a WHOI-developed long-range autonomous underwater vehicle from a park in Woods Hole and deploys it in Buzzards Bay.
Today is a big day. It's a game day for us. Polaris right here it's a long-range autonomous underwater vehicle, and so we've been developing this vehicle with Embari, our co-collaborators on the West Coast, and it's a really special vehicle because it's a propeller-driven AUV that is helicopter portable, and the idea is that we want to think of all the things that we might need to be able to respond to, and that might be an oil spill, a harmful algal bloom, maybe a shipwreck that we need to go find. And so we think about all the things that this vehicle needs to be able to do with sensors and behaviors, and we test it, and then something might happen in the event of like an oil spill in a hard to get to place. Today is something we've been dreaming about for a while, and it's now a reality where we're partnering with Coast Guard here in Cape Cod, Air Base Cape Cod, and they're going to bring one of their Jayhawks down here to Woods Hole. And for the first time ever, we're going to attempt to pick Polaris, this AUV, up off the ground and fly it out to the ocean and drop it in. The Center of Excellence is sponsored by Department of Homeland Security, and so about eight years ago, they determined there was a huge need because of Shell was up in the Arctic, anchored up there, ready to start exploring for oil. And in the event of there being like an oil spill, something like, God forbid, Deepwater Horizon happens up in the Arctic, there are no assets that you can quickly deploy out in the Arctic to be able to go out and map out the extent of the spill or the source of the spill to find out what the damages are. And we were tasked to build this vehicle that had long-range capability, and it was portable enough where you can bring it out on a small helicopter and get it where there's no other means of getting equipment out that far up in hard to reach places. So when you first make this call and you make your connection with Coast Guard, and there are major stakeholders, we're basically developing a capability for the Coast Guard, right? And so there just happened to be a guy, Fernando, who is stationed here on Cape Cod, who knew about this special sling that is named Brutus, and it's a really special, very expensive sling that's used on helicopters, and there's only a few of them in the Coast Guard. So he called up his friends up in Astoria, Oregon, and said, "Hey, we're looking to do this crazy AUV helicopter pick and launch. Can we borrow Brutus?" So they mailed Brutus over to Air Base Cape Cod, and we've been testing this special sling. And Jayhawks have a range of, they could fly out they have about a 6-hour range, so they can get out pretty far. And no need to use a ship or human intervention, and the vehicle can then just run its mission and stay out for up to 2 weeks. And then the idea is, once it's done with its mission, it's sent back data and inform people on land as to what's happening. So first responders can react and do what they need to do. Then the helicopter can fly back out and pick up Polaris and bring it back. So that's the other end of the equation, is that we have to then prove that we can pick up the vehicle and bring it back.
WHOI Hurricane, this is Polaris ball field, over.
Felt like I was in the eye of the storm.
Pretty loud.
Yeah, it was pretty invigorating. There it is. Woo! I hope that Polaris survives its drop to the water, and we'll find out pretty soon here if it's been a complete success. But even if it wasn't, I think we've accomplished something that we have never done before, and I'm pretty excited. So my hands are still shaking, probably will for a little while. But now Polaris is helicopter portable, so we can now say that and celebrate it.
Thanks to Andrew Richards, Eileen Preston, and WHOI for collaborating on that video. With summer right around the corner, a number of places are beginning to open their doors again for the season. we stopped by Heritage Museums and Gardens, which just opened the last week of April, and spoke with the Director of Visitor Engagement, Heather Mead, to see what people can look forward to this season.
We're really excited to be open for a spectacular 2021 season. We're really looking forward to a terrific spring and summer season here at Heritage. We have 4 great exhibitions for visitors to explore, including From Carriage to Classic, which is our exhibition right behind me in our auto gallery that features 26 of the cars from Heritage's collection to really illustrate the origin story of the American automobile, with a collection of vehicles from 1899 right up to 1965. We also have a featured exhibit about New England toys and toy making, which is a ton of fun, called Let's Play, a New England toy story. And that is in our special exhibitions gallery. It is sort of a combination of playroom, time capsule, and history lesson all wrapped in one. All kinds of amazing New England toys came from right here in our region, from New England. So it is a terrific, nostalgic, strong memory generator. Toys that you might remember from your childhood and love, like Mr. Potato Head and Monopoly and Clue and The Game of Life, Erector sets, My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, just a ton of fun. And then outdoors, we have 2 new exhibit features this year also. Bugs, Birds, and Bricks is a really fun installation of 8 Lego sculptures created by Cody Wells, an internationally known brick artist. They feature a collection of insects and birds that really showcase the interdependent relationship between plants and animals, and Cape Cod birds, bees, beetles, bugs. It's a wonderful, fun experience people can explore throughout the gardens as they stroll. And we also have a new feature this year that is a Wampanoag Weetu that is under construction currently. We partnered with Smoke Signals and members of the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe to construct a traditional style Weetu, which is a dwelling structure, like 14 feet in diameter, made from cedar saplings, covered with bark, was designed to be a summer shelter, and we've got some great information about Wampanoag history and also the contemporary Mashpee tribe. We're really thrilled to have that in an outdoor space this year as well. So programs in the evenings, on weekends, and tons of festival time. We're really looking forward to welcoming visitors back for all the fun we have in store.
For the latest information about restrictions and ticket availability, you can visit heritagemuseumsandgardens.org. Thanks to Alan Russell for that story. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll check in with the Falmouth Public Schools. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Falmouth Public Schools Office of Teaching and Learning was excited to announce this year's winner for their 7th annual Quills Quotes 2020 Poetry Contest and Community Reading. Both students and staff submitted their poetry writings and shared them in a virtual format this year in what has become a tradition in the school district.
Quills Quotes was created by the Office of Teaching and Learning to engage in April's month-long celebration of National Poetry Month, which was inaugurated by the Academy of American Poets to celebrate poetry's vital role in American culture. In the beginning years, we've hosted this annual event on the last Thursday in April as students composed their submissions throughout the month. Last year, given the challenging circumstances with which we were faced, we extended our timeline. This year, we are getting a little closer to the tradition that we started. So we are here again at Highfield Hall and trust that next year's celebration will restore our live in-person gathering for a community reading event.
Our Friend the Mosquito by ALANA Moody. They bite you and bite you, but that's okay. They can be good in many ways. Mosquitoes feed fish and birds too, but sometimes when they come, you gotta say shoo shoo shoo. They'll pollinate your flowers and multiply when it showers, and sometimes they'll even swarm you in towers. When mosquitoes are thick, people will skip their trip to the marshy, mosquito-y zones. So next time you see mosquitoes, don't grab your Doritos and run away. Think what I told you, and then that might bold you. And you'll appreciate mosquitoes each day. A key opens doors, a life opens paths. A ticket will get you on a train, a passport will get you on a plane. A life can take you anywhere. You can get lost. It can be tricky to find your way back. A door can be forced, a life can be too, but the rest is up to you. You will need to test different doors to find the right path, but with the right key, you will soon be a lass. Turn your head left to right. It might come in the day, it might come in the night, it might come sometime soon, it might come years away from you. But no matter how high, no matter how low, the door will pull you to the life you want to show. A life can deceive you, but you will have to let it go. The way you will choose is where you want to go. A key opens doors, a life opens paths. A ticket will get you on a train, a passport will get you on a plane.
Congratulations to all the contest winners, and thank you to Ryan Weber for that report. As interest in pickleball continues to expand in Falmouth, Troy Clarkson takes a local look into one of the fastest growing sports in the country. Here's Troy's take.
Well, I'm here at the pickleball court on Lakeview Ave at the Lawrence Junior High School. You know, 6 months ago, a lot of people hadn't even heard of pickleball, and now there's people playing all over. Falmouth has 3 courts outdoors, and they get great use. It's really a great opportunity for exercise and camaraderie, and to just get out and have some fun. So today, we'll talk to different pickleball players, and I'll show you what it's all about. How long have you guys been playing pickleball as a team? Karen, I think you started first.
I started early last fall at a friend's house and quickly fell in love with the game. And this winter, Doug decided to join in, and it's been nothing but fun ever since.
So I know you play regularly because we play with you guys, and you hear terms like kitchen and pickle, and it's not stuff we're used to on a athletic court, but it is a lot of fun.
It's more like a gherkin pickle, okay? It's smaller than a big Colossian dill, you know, it's a smaller court. You know, we've got a kitchen, but we're not cooking up food in it. You know, that's the area near the net, so it's a lot of fun.
It's definitely a game, if you look back at the history, that was developed in someone's yard. You can tell the rules were kind of made as they went along one day, and I think that's become part of the charm of the game.
I love that, and absolutely right. Here, I'm standing in the kitchen, actually, and we're cooking up some fun. So 6 months ago, none of the 3 of us knew what pickleball was, and now we play together as a group every Sunday, and we laugh, and we have great exercise. Now, guys, what has this meant to you to have this opportunity to get together, get some exercise during the pandemic, and have a few laughs?
That's exactly it. It's fun, laughter. It's a great time to get out, exercise.
We get to trash talk.
Spend time together.
We spend a lot of time with our close friends, and it's a great way to spend a couple hours on a Sunday afternoon.
Now, Elizabeth, let me ask you a question. Of you and your husband, who's the better player?
She is.
So my pal Jamie Regan is the one who introduced Donna and me to pickleball just a few short months ago. And Jamie, you're a pretty active guy, but pickleball has become an important part of your whole method to staying serene and hopeful, right? I mean, it's good exercise and just offers so much more.
And it's been so much fun getting together every Sunday with you and some of our other friends. It's a nice part of the week where we get to go out, enjoy, get some good healthy exercise, and occasionally pick on each other about the skill of this. I played tennis well over 40 years ago, and I haven't played because it's so much of a young person sport, because I didn't keep up with it. I came into pickleball, and the Mashpee Recreation Department had a wonderful program, and they taught myself and so many people, and then I was working with other people that had played tennis, and it converged very nicely. Scoring's a little tricky because until you really get it down, it's just weird. But just the skill of getting the ball to go over the net, keeping it in bounds, and then when you're outdoors, having the wind with you and against you, it can change so quickly. It's a fun game. There's a lot of camaraderie with it. It's something to do, and it keeps old people off the street. So keep on voting for the funds to keep the pickleball courts going up and enjoying ourselves in our golden years.
All right, thank you, my friend. So this pickleball court here on Lakeview Ave is adjacent to public tennis courts, which is appropriate because pickleball is really a cross between tennis and ping pong. But as you can see from the people we've interviewed today, it brings lots of laughter, it's great exercise, and really a way to get people together during this pandemic to have some good, healthy fun. I'm Falmouth Enterprise columnist Troy Clarkson, and that's my take. Michael, the serve is back to you.
Thanks to Troy Clarkson and Donna Buckley for that story. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds from springtime around Falmouth. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.